Everyone, today we are going to read a wonderful poem, Rain on the Roof, from NCERT book class 9, Beehive. It is the perfect time to read this poem as it is rainy season, and we will be able to relate ourselves with the poem. The poet, Court Skinney, was an American lawyer, politician, journalist, and a poet. He was born near Penn Yan in New York. He was partly educated at Antioch College, Yellow Springs, Ohio, studied law with Thomas Crowin. He became a journalist and worked on papers in Cincinnati, Springfield, and Illinois. Now, let me give some introduction about the poem. When the sky is covered with dark clouds and it starts raining, everybody feels thrilled. That means everybody eagerly waits for the rain, especially during summer season. All the living organisms, all the living things, they wait eagerly for the rain during summer season. One wishes to lie in a cozy bed, and thousands of fancies rush through his mind. Fancies means fancy dream. When it's rain, we only want to lie in our bed and just remember our past memories, memorable memories. That is, and it is reflected, it is recollected in our mind. And the sounds of the rain drops on the roof. When it falls on the roof, the sound that is produced by the raindrop, it has an enchanting effect. It is the music of the rain. The poet expresses his love for nature and its beauty. The poet, Court Skinney, presents the memories aroused in his mind by the shower falling on the tin roof. Now, the shower, that means the rain, when it falls, it has been compared to a shower. And when the rain falls on the tin shed, it produces a particular sound, tup, tup, or you can say the pattering sound, put, put, or tup, tup. So that particular sound can only be heard on a tin shed roof or the roof which is of tiles. So that sound produced by the rain, the pattering sound, it has a musical effect. That is called the music of rain. And that drops of rain falling on the shingles of the roof creates a lot of thought in his mind. That means he is sitting, he is free, he is in leisure. And when the music of the rain is heard, he is reflected in the past memory. He is reflected in the past. He remembers the old memories. They are recollected to him. He is reminded of his mother, how she used to bid him good night, how she used to take care of him and his brothers, his siblings, and make them happy. The poet connects his present with his past through the memories revived by the rain. The theme of the poem is healing power of the rain. I mean, healing power, that means when the rain falls, it heals lot of things. That means the green plants, the trees, they become happy, they rejoice themselves. The areas, the fields, the grounds which are suffering from drought, they feel elated, and everywhere there is greenery. So it is called healing power of rain. The musical sound of the raindrops falling on the roof at night has the ability to revive the sweet memories. We are reminded, we recollect the sweet memories, the past event, the memorable past. All are recollected in our mind and we rejoice them. We feel happy when we remember our past golden moments. The rain comforts on the overworked mind by taking it back to the lovely past. Whenever we are tension free and when it rains, it gives us pleasure. It gives us pleasure by recollecting our past memorable incidents. When certain events happen, long last memories come back to our mind. Long last. The memories that have been very long. The memorable past, the memorable incident, they come back to us. They are recollected in our mind, in our thoughts. On a rainy day, the poet is listening to the sound of the roof of his house, the falling drops of the rain, the pitter-patter sound of the rain drops bring back lost memories of the poet about his mother and her affection that she used to do in her childhood days. How she used to take care of him and his siblings. Now, let me explain. Let's read the poem. Rain on the roof. When the humid shadows shower. Humid shadows refer to the clouds. Humid, the clouds are full of water. They are filled with water. When the humid shadows hover. Hover means mandrana. When the clouds are full of water and they move from one place to another, they keep on looking for a particular place where the particular area which is in need of water, they descend there in form of rain. Over all the starry space, starry, the sky which is full of stars at night is called starry space. And the melancholy darkness gently weeps in the rainy tears. The darkness is making him weep in form of rain. The darkness is making him weep in form of rain. And when the rain, the water that from the clouds, when it falls on the earth, it releases the darkness, it releases the sadness and brings joy to the whole creatures of the earth. When the water falls from the sky in form of rain, everything is elated. The animals become happy. The farmers who are eagerly waiting for the rain to cultivate their lands, they have become the water table which has been reduced due to hot sun. In the summer, the water table goes up. So everything is elated when the rain falls on the earth. What a bliss to press the pillow of a cottage chamber bed and lie listening to the patter of the soft rain overhead. So the poet says that he enjoys the music of the rain which falls on the roof and the sound of the pitter-patter that is produced by the raindrop on the roof. That has an enchanting effect. It gives him immense pleasure. And he can also feel the warmth of the bed and he can have a sound sleep. The musical effect of the rain gives him a sound sleep. Every tinkle on the shingle has an echo in the heart. Every tinkle, every drop that falls on the roof, on the shingle, that means the tin sheet, has an echo. He has an echo in the heart. That means he feels the music in his heart. He is very much happy. He is very much pleased by listening to the music of the rain. And into being start, the music brings back the wonderful memories in his mind which he is busy recollecting memories of the past. So the music brings back wonderful memories. The mind that is lost in different thoughts, the music of the rain brings beautiful, sweet, memorable memories in him, and he rejoices. He feels pleasure to recollect them, to remember them. 1,000 dreamy fancies. That means imagination starts taking place. He starts imagining of the wonderful things, about the wonderful incidents. And the 1,000 recollections. Recollection here refers to the memories. What are recollected here? The past memories, the past memorable incidents. So, recollection here refers to memories. Weave their air thread into woof as I listen to the patter of the rain upon the roof. So the poet says that the 1,000 recollections, that is the memories, thousands of memories, the past incidents, memorable incidents are recollected. When he is leisurely lying on the bed in the rainy season, when it is raining. Memories are woven in the single thread. We weave the flowers in a single thread. Same as we all weave our memorable incidents, memorable past, memorable moments. We weave them in a thread and we keep them in our mind. And whenever we want to enjoy it, whenever we remember those memorable incidents, happy incidents, we always rejoice. We always feel happy. The same case here is with the poet. He is lying on the bed, it is raining, he is enjoying the sweet music of the rain, and he is reminded of the past event, the past incident, the memorable incident. Has been recollected in his mind and he is feeling happy. He has forgotten his sadness. He has forgotten his sadness. And those memorable incidents have provided him immense pleasure. Now in memory comes my mother. The sweet music of the rain has also reminded him of his mother. Now in memory comes my mother. So he is reminded of his mother by the sweet music of the rain. As she used in years agone. Agone means many years back. That means when his mother was alive, the mother is dead now. So when his mother was alive, many years ago, to regard the darling dreamers, she left them till dawn. So she used to take care of the poet and his brothers. Darling dreamers refer to the poet and his siblings, his brothers and sisters. How the mother used to take care of them. How she used to bid them good night. When she used to comfort them at night before going to sleep. She used to give them affection. She used to take care of them. She used to bid them good night. All those memories of the mother have been reflected to the poet. He is remembering his mother and the affection, the love that she showered over them. To the regard the darling dreamers, she left them till the dawn. So who remembers her mother? The dream about their mother. Oh, I feel her here fond look on me, and he can still feel her. The mother is dead. But the poet says that he can feel the fond look of his mother. He feels that his mother is dead, but even though she is very far away in the sky, but from there she is looking at him, she is concerned about him and his sibling. From there also she is showering her blessing over them. I feel her fond look on me. See, he can feel that from heaven also his mother is concerned about him. She is caring about him. I feel her fond look on me as I listen to this refrain which is played upon the shingle by the patter of the rain. So she used to take care of the poet and his siblings earlier. Not many days have passed and she left before sunrise. So she used to take care of them. And not many days have passed. She remembers those days, memorable days when he was with his mother. He was enjoying his life, his mother's affection. But not many days have passed. She left before sunrise. he could feel the gaze and care look of his mother still. He feels that his mother is there in the heaven. And he can feel that she is still looking after them. She is caring for them. Now let's discuss about some poetic devices in the poem. The literary devices that have been mentioned in the poem. So first let me take alliteration. I know that everybody might be knowing what alliteration is. Alliteration is the repetition of sounds in a sequence of words. It leads to a musical element to the poem. That means when you take a line and when that particular line has two or more than two words which have the same speech sound, that is called an alliteration. So, for example, we can take overall the starry sphere. Overall the starry sphere. The starry S, the vowel sound. Sphere S, that means the sound S has been repeated twice in the line. Sphere, starry, sphere. SS, the sound S has been repeated, so it is alliteration. What a bliss to press the pillow. What a bliss to press the pillow. Press, P. Pillow, P. That means the sound P has been repeated twice in that line, so it is alliteration. Now, the second one is personification. Now, what is personification? Personification, in personification, a writer or a poet makes non-living things as if they can behave, act or express their feelings like human beings. So what is personification? Personification is a literary device in which human traits are attributed, that is, human qualities are imparted to non-living things, or birds, beasts or trees, such that they can feel, behave, express their feeling like human beings. Now, and the melon, for example, we can take, and the melancholy darkness. And the melancholy darkness. So darkness is personified here. Darkness is personified. How? Which is presented to be in a sad mood and sheds tear. So darkness is personified because it has been presented to be in a sad mood. Darkness is never sad. Human beings are sad. But here darkness has been referred as sad. So it is personification. Now, you can take one more example. And 1,000 recollections weave their threads into a woof. And 1,000 recollections weave their air threads in a woof. Recollections are personified as they are shown to be weaving cloth with threads of air. Weave their airy threads in woof. So that means what? Recollections here refer to the memories. And the poet has said that the memories had been woven in a thread. Memories cannot be woven. So it has been personified. And the next one is transferred epithet. Now, what is transferred epithet? Transferred epithet is a poetic device in which an adjective is used not with the noun which it qualifies, but with some other noun. It is used with the noun It is not used with the noun which it qualifies, but with some other noun. For example, melancholy darkness. Melancholy darkness. So here it is not the darkness that is sad. Melancholy darkness. Melancholy means sad. So it is said that the darkness is sad. But actually here darkness is not sad. Human beings are sad. So here melancholy should have been used with human beings. But it is not used with the actual noun that is human beings, but it is used with darkness. Darkness is never sad. Human beings are sad. Now, dreamy fancies. So dreamy fancies, here fancies are not lost in dream. Human beings are lost in dream. Dreams means for human being. But here it is said that dreamy fancies. And fancies are never lost in dream. But human beings have fancy dreams. Okay, human beings have fancy dreams. It is human beings who dream, not fancies dream. Now, another we can take onomatopoeia. Now, it is related to sound. It is a figure of speech in which words imitate the sound or the sounds they describe. For example, patter, tickle, that has been mentioned in the poem. So, it is related to sound. Whatever sound, chattering, tickling, jingling, all those, the words that represent sound can be called onomatopoeia. Thank you.